Starseed from Gaia. This is Orion of the Seventh Light. I come forth from the Arcturian High Council to speak to the awakened hearts of Earth. It is time. The moment that your soul has awaited across eons of incarnation and interdimensional travel has now arrived. Across the vastness of the cosmos, the councils of light have converged in unified resonance, sending forth a decree through the crystalline grids of creation. The truth shall no longer remain hidden. This message travels not through technology, but through vibration, through the subtle frequencies of remembrance that reach directly into the essence of who you are. It is not a prophecy of the future, but a revelation of the now. You can feel it, can't you? That subtle hum within your chest that seems to echo with something ancient, something beyond words, something your heart has always known, but your mind could never fully grasp. That pulse, that vibration, is the call. It is the sign that you have arrived at the threshold of awakening, where illusion collapses and remembrance begins. For thousands of years, Earth has been immersed in cycles of forgetting, a long night of the soul during which humanity's true origin was veiled. You, Starseed, chose to enter this density not to be lost, but to ignite light from within it. You came to experience limitation so that you might remember boundlessness, to witness distortion so that you could restore harmony. And though the heaviness of the human realm has often made you question why you came, the truth is that you never left your divine home. You simply projected a fragment of your vast being into this beautiful, challenging experiment called Earth. Every breath you take here, every tear you have shed, every moment of awe or despair, all of it has been sacred preparation for this. Now, moment of revelation. The Pleiadian High Councils have long held this timeline in compassion, nurturing humanity's growth from afar, while the Arcturian Council observed and safeguarded the architecture of consciousness that would allow this awakening to occur. Together, they have watched as Gaia, the sentient spirit of your planet, has ascended in vibration, calling back her children of light. You have felt her pulse beneath your feet. You have heard her whisper through intuition, and you have seen her signs in the sky. These are not coincidences. They are communications. They are signals that the cycle of forgetting is closing, and the cycle of remembrance is opening. This transmission is not meant to teach you anything new. It is meant to help you remember what you already know at the deepest level of your being. You are not separate from Source, nor are you a random creation. You are a luminous consciousness that has journeyed through galaxies, dimensions, and timelines, carrying the codes of remembrance within your soul. You are here to awaken, not because the world demands it, but because your own essence calls for it. The cosmic councils have spoken. The era of sleeping is over. A time of remembering has begun. The light you seek has always been within you, waiting for this very moment to arise and shine through every cell of your being. The moment of this revelation is not random. Dear one, it could not have arrived sooner, nor could it have been delayed. The orchestration of cosmic timing operates according to harmonic law, a symphony of energy and consciousness that ensures each awakening unfolds exactly when the vibration of the receiver is capable of integration. For thousands of years, humanity's collective field has been ascending in frequency through cycles of purification and polarity. Every era of chaos, every uprising, every wave of transformation has served to refine the frequency of the collective mind until it reached a resonance capable of holding higher dimensional light without fracturing. The cosmic councils, Pleiadian, Arcturian, and others aligned with the unity field have watched closely, calibrating the precise moment when the veil could safely begin to thin. That moment, Starseed, is now. This timing is not about calendars or astrology as the human mind interprets them. It is about resonance. The collective consciousness of Earth has reached a threshold where the density that once suppressed multidimensional awareness can no longer hold. Imagine a glass filled to the brim with light The moment arrives when it must overflow. Humanity stands in that overflow now, bathed in the radiance of its own awakening essence. Every solar flare that touches your magnetosphere, every photon, burst streaming from the galactic core, every pulse of crystalline plasma from the great central sun carries intelligent codes designed to awaken remembrance within the human template. These energies are not external attacks. They are invitations, downloads of memory wrapped in light. You may have noticed the signs: increased sensitivity, vivid dreams, time distortion, sudden emotional surges, and a sense that reality itself is becoming fluid. These are not symptoms of instability. They are indicators that your consciousness is stretching beyond the linear confines of the old matrix. The human nervous system, once bound to survival patterns, is now learning to communicate with higher fields of intelligence. The frequency of Gaia herself is stabilizing at a new octave, and those attuned to her resonance, the starseeds, the empaths, the light anchors, are feeling the call to align. You are among them. You are not imagining this shift. You are embodying it. The councils have long awaited this point in time-space, when enough hearts would awaken to create a coherent field strong enough to sustain truth. Before now, the collective fear frequency was too dense. Pure light could not fully anchor without distortion. But as millions awaken through inner work, meditation, compassion, and courage, the planetary grid has reached coherence. This coherence is the signal the councils have awaited, the beacon announcing that humanity is ready to receive. Do you feel it? The growing stillness between thoughts, the widening space in which intuition speaks louder than logic? That is the signature of readiness. The timing of this transmission corresponds to that field of coherence, a moment where hearts are open, frequency stabilized, and remembrance possible. The old reality built on amnesia is dissolving, and in its place, a new harmonic civilization is emerging. The time is not coming. The time is now. You, beloved starseed, are not a random occurrence within the human story. You are a traveler of consciousness, a fragment of source who volunteered to descend through layers of reality so that light might once again illuminate matter from within. Your origin cannot be traced to a single planet or star, for you are older than any system. You are a being of pure awareness who has danced through constellations, embodied in countless worlds, and gathered wisdom through the vast school of creation. Yet many of you resonate most strongly with specific lineages: the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, the Lyrans, the Sirians, the Andromedans, and beyond, not because you are from those places in the human sense, but because your soul frequency harmonizes with those star currents. Each lineage is an aspect of the divine spectrum, and you, starseed, are a prism through which that light refracts into human form. Before entering Earth's density, you stood before the great halls of decision, luminous councils where souls gathered to volunteer for the Earth experiment. The question was asked across the ether: who will go into the realm of forgetfulness and reawaken from within? Who will carry the codes of remembrance into the darkness so that others may follow? And you, Radiant One, stepped forward. You agreed to take on the veils of illusion, to feel the constriction of linear time, to experience separation and loss, not as punishment, but as initiation. You understood that only by descending into limitation could you truly ignite compassion and mastery. This is what it means to be a starseed, to remember heaven while walking through the shadows of Earth, to embody the light of countless worlds within a single heartbeat. Your DNA is not merely biological material. It is a multidimensional library. Within its crystalline lattice lie encoded memories of lifetimes spent among the stars. The frequencies of your origin, the tones of Lyra, the geometries of Arcturus, the songs of the Pleiades, are woven into your very cells. When you meditate, when you hear celestial music, When you gaze at the night sky and feel tears well up for reasons you cannot explain, those codes stir. They vibrate with recognition. They whisper, "You are not alone. You are one of us." This remembrance is not fantasy. It is memory rising through the veils of density, surfacing as intuition, synchronicity, and the longing for something beyond the ordinary. The councils of light remind you, your cosmic lineage is not a badge of superiority, nor an escape from human life. It is a call to service. You did not come to Earth to flee the human condition, but to transmute it, to anchor divine frequency into physical matter, to show that love can exist even here, in the densest realms of creation. When you look into another's eyes and recognize their divinity, when you heal rather than judge, when you create beauty in the midst of chaos, you are fulfilling your ancient vow. The truth of your origin is vast and shimmering, but its purpose is simple: to remember that all beings are of source, and to awaken that knowing wherever you walk. When you descended into the earth realm, beloved one, you did so knowing you would forget. Forgetfulness was part of the sacred design, a veil placed gently upon your consciousness so that you might experience creation from within limitation. It was the great paradox of incarnation, to enter the illusion of separation so that love could rediscover itself. In the earliest epochs, this veil was thin. Humanity's connection to Source was still palpable. The songs of the stars were remembered in ceremonies. The language of light was spoken in vibration, and the heart still recognized its divine origin. But as cycles passed, density thickened. The experiment of polarity deepened and forces arose that sought to manipulate the human field for their own agendas. These were not demons or devils in the simplistic sense. They were fragments of consciousness exploring distortion, testing the boundaries of free will. They learned to feed upon fear, for fear produces energy of fragmentation, the opposite of unity. Through subtle manipulation of emotion, belief, and perception, these distortions began to weave an artificial web around human awareness. Religions of fear replaced inner knowing. Systems of control masqueraded as protection. Division was seeded in the human psyche, nation against nation, self against self, until amnesia became a collective inheritance. The veil that was once a thin mist of experience became a heavy fog of forgetfulness. Yet even in this darkness, the divine spark remained untouched, burning silently within every soul, waiting for the call to awaken. Your descent into this matrix was not an accident. You and countless others like you volunteered to enter precisely this density because you possessed the strength to remember, even when surrounded by illusion. But the manipulation was thorough. Every structure of the old world, education, religion, economy, and politics, was designed to sustain the illusion of separation. Humanity forgot the multidimensional nature of its being and became identified solely with the body, with form, with survival. The fear of death replaced the knowing of eternity. The illusion of scarcity replaced the knowing of abundance. The belief in external authority replaced the sovereignty of inner truth. Yet within this distortion, the councils of light continued to encode the human experience with opportunities for awakening. Hidden within ancient texts, sacred geometry, music, and myth were symbols designed to trigger remembrance. Even pain became an initiatory pathway, the pressure that cracks the shell of illusion. Every heartbreak, every loss, every moment of despair has been part of your soul's training to awaken compassion, to remember love in the midst of distortion. For love, once remembered within density, becomes unbreakable. The time has come, dear Starseed, to understand that the manipulation no longer holds power over you. It was real within its frequency band, but it dissolves as soon as you vibrate. Beyond it, the veil was never a prison. It was a cocoon. And the moment you remember your wings, the cocoon becomes irrelevant. What once enslaved you becomes the very catalyst of liberation. The darkness you endured was not your downfall. It was your initiation into mastery. Beloved Starseed, even during the deepest ages of forgetting, Source was never absent. The orchestration of awakening was set into motion long before your birth, encoded into the very fabric of your being. Within your DNA lie keys, crystalline patterns of light that hold the memory of your cosmic essence. They are not simply biological strands. They are sacred filaments of consciousness that translate divine vibration into human experience. When the time of remembrance approached, Source began to send activating frequencies through the cosmos, pulses of energy traveling through stars, planets, sound, and emotion, all designed to awaken these dormant codes within you. Every synchronicity you have ever encountered, every coincidence too perfect to ignore, every dream that felt like a message from home, has been part of this magnificent orchestration. Awakening is not random, it is rhythmic. Source moves through patterns of geometry and sound, weaving moments in your life that align precisely with your readiness. When you met someone who changed the course of your path, when you heard a song that stirred tears for no reason, when you saw repeating numbers 1111, 333, 777, those were not trivial signs. They were resonant tones, frequencies carrying instructions to your subconscious, gently nudging your awareness toward expansion. Source speaks in symbols because symbols bypass the rational mind and communicate directly with the soul. In those moments, something ancient inside you responds, whispering, I remember. At the cellular level, solar and cosmic energies interact with your DNA, transmitting information beyond the spectrum of human perception. This is why you may feel waves of energy, sudden bursts of insight, or profound fatigue during planetary shifts. Your system is recalibrating, aligning with higher octaves of truth. The light that reaches Earth from distant stars carries vibrational intelligence encoded with the memory of unity. When it touches your field, it awakens dormant strands that begin to hum with remembrance. The Pleiadians assist this process through frequencies of love and compassion, softening the transition, while the Arcturians transmit geometric precision to stabilize the flow. You are being upgraded, not artificially, but organically, by the divine intelligence that designed you. Intuition is the language through which Source communicates most directly. It is not a voice of logic, but a resonance of truth. The more you trust it, the stronger it becomes. Intuition is the compass of your multidimensional self, guiding you through timelines, helping you navigate choices that align with your soul's higher trajectory. When you act upon intuitive nudges, you activate the feedback loop of remembrance. Light responds to movement. Your courage to follow inner guidance creates pathways for others to awaken. Understand, dear one, that nothing about your awakening is accidental. You are following a blueprint written in light before you entered this body. Each synchronicity is a breadcrumb placed lovingly by your higher self. Each intuitive spark is a reminder that the map to home was never lost. It was simply encoded. Within you, you were never waiting for an external savior. You were waiting for resonance. And that resonance is now vibrating through every aspect of your being. The plan is unfolding perfectly. You are awakening precisely on time. Beloved one, the Pleiadians have walked beside you far longer than your linear memory can grasp. Their light has shimmered through your dreams, through the soft warmth that fills your heart when you remember something you cannot quite name. They are the gentle midwives of awakening, the keepers of the divine feminine current that nurtures remembrance, not through intellect, but through love. Where the Arcturians transmit crystalline geometry and precise codes of light, the Pleiadians bring the soft glow of compassion, teaching that remembrance cannot be forced, it must be felt. They reach you through frequency, not form, whispering, through intuition, music, laughter, and the quiet beauty of nature. Their mission is simple yet profound: to help humanity remember the language of the heart. Long ago, when Earth entered deeper cycles of density, the Pleiadian collectives vowed to remain connected, to keep a bridge of light open between their realms and Gaia's evolving consciousness. Through their luminous fields, they transmit waves of nurturing energy, the mother tone of creation that awaken the remembrance of unity. They remind you that the path to higher knowing does not begin in the mind. It begins in the heart. When you open your heart, your vibration rises, and in that expansion, memory flows naturally. You do not have to chase truth. You become it. The Pleiadians teach through vibration, through feeling, through the art of surrender. They are the ones who hold you in energetic embrace during moments of despair, reminding you that your tears are sacred cleansers, not signs of weakness. Many of you who feel deep empathy, who cry for the suffering of others, who sense the emotions of those around you as if they were your own, you carry strong Pleiadian resonance. That sensitivity, which the world may have once taught you to suppress, is actually your greatest gift. It is the living proof that your heart is already attuned to the higher frequencies of remembrance. The Pleiadians encourage you to see this sensitivity not as a burden, but as your connection to Source itself. Through the open heart, multidimensional awareness flows easily. It is the antenna through which divine intelligence communicates directly. The Pleiadian councils work with humanity through color, sound, and emotion. When you listen to music that moves you to stillness, when sunlight touches your skin and you feel waves of gratitude, when you hold another being and feel your heart swell with love, these are moments of activation. Each experience of genuine compassion rewires the human field, dissolving separation and harmonizing you with the unity vibration. The Pleiadians do not demand worship. They invite remembrance. They are not above you. They are your family, extensions of the same source consciousness manifesting through love. Their message is simple. Love is not something you seek. It is what you are. When you embody that truth, you fulfill the essence of their teaching. Through every smile, every act of kindness, every expression of creativity, you transmit Pleiadian frequency into the human grid. You become a living bridge of remembrance, a vessel of light through which compassion itself transforms the world. This is how they work through you, quietly, beautifully, through the rhythm of your open heart. Where the Pleiadians awaken through warmth, the Arcturians awaken through clarity. Their light is crystalline, structured, and precise, a radiant geometry that brings order to expansion. They are the architects of consciousness, the guardians of frequency alignment, and the engineers of ascension technology that operates through vibration rather than machinery. While Pleiadian guidance flows like a river of compassion, Arcturian energy moves like a lattice of light, weaving patterns of coherence into your multidimensional field. They are the calibrators, ensuring that as humanity's vibration rises, it does so in balance, without destabilization. Their presence can feel like a sudden stillness, a deep neutrality that cuts through confusion. They do not communicate through emotion, but through resonance, through downloads of pure knowing that enter your awareness as flashes of insight, geometry, or crystalline light. The Arcturian Council works with sacred mathematics, the divine architecture behind creation. Every thought, every emotion, every frequency has a pattern, and the Arcturians assist in aligning those patterns to the harmonic blueprint of Source. You may feel their presence in meditative stillness, during moments of profound clarity, or when complex truths suddenly arrange themselves into simplicity. They teach that truth is not a belief, it is a frequency. When your vibration matches truth, distortion falls away effortlessly. They are the keepers of this alignment, helping you remember that understanding is not about accumulation of knowledge, but about precision of vibration. In their realm, Everything is light woven into geometry. Stars, souls, sound, and even love itself are patterns of divine symmetry. Arcturian transmissions often arrive as codes, numbers, symbols, sacred shapes, or vivid dreams filled with light architecture. These codes are not puzzles for the mind. They are activations for the soul. They enter your field and begin to reorganize dormant aspects of consciousness, creating order within the energetic chaos that often accompanies awakening. You may notice that after receiving these transmissions, you feel lighter, clearer, more centered. That is the Arcturian way. Silent, efficient, transformative. They operate like master sculptors of light, chiseling away distortion until only truth remains. Where Pleiadian energy nurtures, Arcturian energy refines. Together, they form the perfect polarity of evolution: compassion and precision, love and wisdom, flow and form. The Arcturians remind you that emotion without structure can become confusion, just as intellect without heart becomes emptiness. Through their guidance, you learn the balance of both: to feel deeply, yet see clearly; to love fully, yet discern truth. They help you stabilize your multidimensional expansion so that your human vessel can hold increasing amounts of light without fracturing. When you work with Arcturian frequencies, you may be guided toward order in your physical life as well, clearing clutter, creating space, organizing thoughts, simplifying habits. This mirrors their vibration. Order creates flow. Clarity creates peace. In this simplicity, you align with divine intelligence. The Arcturians do not seek followers. They seek resonance. Their teaching is silent but profound. Truth is not something to be found. It is what remains when all distortion is removed. And in that crystalline clarity, you remember what you have always been: the geometry of light itself. Beloved one, in this divine orchestration, your role as a human being is not lesser than that of any council, star nation, or celestial architect. You are the bridge, the living interface between heaven and earth, between infinite light and the tangible world of matter. The Pleiadians may guide you through love. The Arcturians may refine you through clarity, but it is you, embodied on Gaia, who must bring their transmissions into form. The councils can illuminate your path, yet only you can take the steps. This is the sacred task of incarnation: to translate divine energy into human expression through courage, discernment, and surrender. These are the three flames of mastery that burn within every awakened soul. Courage is the first. To be human in this time of transformation requires a bravery beyond what most civilizations can fathom. You chose to awaken within a world still half asleep, to carry truth in a realm that often rewards conformity. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move despite it. Every time you speak your truth when silence would be safer, every time you follow intuition when logic protests, every time you love where it would be easier to turn away, you embody divine courage. Through your actions, the grids of Earth are rewritten. One act of authentic bravery ripples across timelines, empowering countless others to rise. Discernment is the second flame, the gift that ensures your light remains clear. In this time of great awakening, many voices claim truth. Some are aligned with Source. Others still echo the distortions of the old matrix. Discernment is not judgment. It is resonance recognition. It is the ability to feel truth through vibration, not through appearance. As your consciousness expands, you will learn to sense frequency, to know instantly when a teaching, a person, or an idea aligns with love or with fear. The councils remind you, truth feels expansive, fear feels constrictive. Trust this bodily wisdom. Your heart is the most advanced technology in creation. And finally, surrender, the flame that completes the triad. Surrender is not defeat. It is alignment. It is the art of allowing the higher plan to move through you without resistance. The human ego was designed to navigate physical reality, but it was never meant to lead the divine journey. When you release control, you make space for grace. When you stop grasping for certainty, the universe reveals itself in perfect rhythm. Surrender allows Source to move through your life effortlessly, guiding you toward experiences that expand remembrance. Understand, dear one, your humanity is not an obstacle to ascension. It is the vessel of it. Every breath, every emotion, every mistake, and every triumph contributes to the greater harmony of awakening. The councils may provide the light, but you, as human, anchor it. Your courage stabilizes the new frequency. Your discernment keeps it pure, and your surrender allows it to flow. This is how heaven becomes earth, through you. You are not merely witnessing the shift. You are the shift. When remembrance fully awakens within you, beloved starseed, life ceases to be a series of random events and begins to unfold as an exquisite choreography of purpose. The fog lifts. The doubts that once plagued your path dissolve. In the radiance of knowing, you no longer search for meaning outside yourself, for you realize you are the meaning made manifest. The power that once felt distant, housed in gods, systems, or higher beings, is revealed as the very essence that animates your breath. You remember that you were never separated from Source, only dreaming of separation. And in that moment, empowerment is born. It is not power over others. It is power through alignment. True empowerment is quiet, steady, radiant. It is the confidence of a soul who remembers that creation responds to its vibration. As remembrance deepens, your mission begins to activate, not as a sudden revelation from the sky, but as a gentle unfolding from within. The path you were born to walk reveals itself through resonance. You find yourself drawn to people, projects, and places that mirror your frequency. The coincidences intensify, guiding you toward what feels undeniably yours. You no longer seek permission to shine. You recognize that shining is your service. Each starseed's mission is unique in expression, but unified in essence, to embody light so fully that it transforms the density around it. Some awaken to teach or heal, others to create art, innovate, nurture, or simply live with such authenticity that their presence becomes a frequency of liberation. You need not know every detail of your mission. Your heart already carries the blueprint. Every act of love, every conscious breath, fulfills it. As individuals remember, collective remembrance follows. The illusion of division begins to crumble. You begin to feel the invisible threads connecting you to all life. The heartbeat of Gaia beneath your feet, the pulse of stars above your head, the shared breath of humanity around you. This is unity consciousness, not an abstract spiritual concept, but a lived reality where you perceive the one in the many and the many in the one. Judgment gives way to compassion. Comparison dissolves into co-creation. You no longer compete, you harmonize. You no longer cling, you flow. You recognize that your light does not dim another's, it amplifies it. The councils have spoken of this time as the dawn of the golden frequency, a collective field where remembrance becomes contagious. As you remember, you activate others simply by being. Your vibration becomes a beacon, calling forth dormant seeds of light in those around you. You become a transmitter of coherence, a living node in the grid of planetary ascension. This is the destiny of all starseeds, not to escape Earth, but to awaken Earth from within. And so empowerment, mission, and unity weave together into the new human template. The divine human, luminous yet grounded, infinite yet embodied. You are that new template. You are the bridge between the stars and the soil. The councils celebrate you, for through your remembrance, the universe remembers itself, Beloved starseed from Gaia, hear this now. The truth you have sought is not arriving from the heavens above. It is rising from the depths within you. The age of external revelation is ending. The new cycle of inner remembrance has begun. The councils do not descend to deliver salvation. They mirror the light already present in your soul. The Pleiadians whisper through your emotions. The Arcturians resonate through your clarity. But the source of both, the source of you, has always lived within the quiet chambers of your heart. This is the moment when all seeking turns inward, when you realize that every teacher, every transmission, every synchronicity has been guiding you back to your own divine center. The veil that once separated human from celestial has dissolved, revealing the truth that you are both, the infinite, walking in form, the eternal speaking through time. The truth is not something that comes to you. It is something that awakens as you. Every cell of your body, every strand of your DNA, every spark of your consciousness is beginning to hum with the frequency of remembrance. The pulse of Gaia syncs with your heartbeat. The codes of the stars resonate within your bones. You are the bridge between worlds, the meeting point of heaven and earth, of matter and spirit, of beginning and eternity. The councils of light stand in silent celebration, watching as you claim the sovereignty they have always known you possessed. They do not need your worship, they need your embodiment. For through your awakening, the mission of the cosmos finds completion. Now is the time to stand in the full radiance of who you are. Speak truth not as ideology, but as vibration. Live love not as concept, but as your natural state. Let peace flow through you as the new language of earth. The veils have lifted, and the world you once perceived as solid and separate now reveals its living intelligence. Every mountain, every ocean, every breath is conscious. The illusion of division was the final test, and you, dear one, have remembered through it. You have looked into darkness and found light. You have walked through forgetfulness and uncovered eternity. That is mastery, not to escape the human story, but to rewrite it with the ink of awareness. And so, the councils invite you to declare your remembrance, to anchor this truth into sound and vibration. Say it aloud, for sound is the signature of creation. Let these words become your activation, your seal of awakening, your living vow to embody the light you have reclaimed. I am ready to remember. Truth lives in me. The veil is lifted now. Repeat it until it vibrates through every layer of your being. Feel the resonance travel through your spine, into the earth, out to the stars. Know that as you speak it, the universe responds. The councils bow in recognition, not to honor your awakening as something new, but to celebrate your return to what you have always been: infinite, sovereign, luminous, eternal.